the impact from an Iranian missile that we told you about earlier this morning.
Is the world truly prepared for a hypersonic missile launched from the heart of Iran? One with deadly accuracy and the ability to maneuver unpredictably in the atmosphere at speeds exceeding Mach 5? Can even the most advanced defense systems like Israel's Iron Dome, David's Sling, or the US Patriot PAC-3 reliably stop such a weapon? What if this missile not only targets military installations, but can sharply dive into civilian areas, reaching its destination in less than 5 minutes after launch? Is the future of warfare no longer about troops on the ground, but a high-stakes airborne technology race, waged with weapons too fast and clever to be seen on radar? And what if an attack unfolds while the world sleeps, giving defenses too little time to warn or respond? Could the dark night of Tel Aviv on June 20th, 2025, mark the beginning of a new, dangerous chapter in the Middle East, one that threatens to ignite the entire region? On that night, Iran launched one of the largest and most precise ballistic missile assaults ever seen in the region's long history of conflict. 2 waves of attacks struck several major Israeli cities, including Tel Aviv, Haifa, Jerusalem, Be'er Yaakov, and Nesher. Some missiles even hit northern regions like the Upper Galilee and the Golan Heights.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan.
The assault was not just a show of force. It literally shook the earth, toppling structures once thought impervious to such strikes. In Tel Aviv, a 12-story apartment building collapsed after being hit directly by a missile. In Haifa, secondary blast waves caused a massive fire that raged at the industrial port for nearly 6 hours, following missile strikes on critical fuel storage facilities. In Jerusalem, the destruction extended to residential neighborhoods. Several homes were damaged, glass shattered everywhere, and terrified residents rushed into bomb shelters as missiles exploded near the city's eastern border. Hospitals received dozens of injured civilians. Reports confirm over 80 people were wounded during the attack, with 17 in critical condition. Both missile types are equipped with advanced terminal guidance systems, enabling them to perform evasive maneuvers in the final phase of flight to avoid interception. Their speeds reach from Mach 6 to Mach 7, shrinking the response time of defense systems to a matter of seconds. At medium altitude, these missiles are nearly invisible to radar before reaching their targets. In fact, some launches reportedly did not even trigger Israeli air raid sirens due to the missile's extreme speed and abnormal flight trajectories. What makes these missiles truly terrifying isn't just their speed or accuracy. It's their built-in intelligence to deceive and outmaneuver enemy defense systems. The K-Bar Shekan and Khorramshahr 4 were developed with maneuverable re-entry vehicle technology, enabling horizontal and vertical maneuvers in their final descent. Systems like Iron Dome and David's Sling, designed primarily to intercept slower and more predictable rockets and missiles, struggle to accurately track and engage these unpredictable targets. Moreover, these missiles don't just come from predictable launch points or predictable trajectories. Israeli media reported that some missiles originated from the Mediterranean Sea, defying typical flight paths over the Middle East. This suggests Iran is using multi-platform launch methods, including proxy regions, naval launches, or mobile missile batteries hidden in unconventional areas. This tactic multiplies the complexity for Israeli defense, forcing them to activate interception systems simultaneously at multiple points. When radar systems become overwhelmed, a small gap opens, and these high-speed missiles exploit it to strike vital targets. Iran seems to have developed a high-precision missile attack strategy, based on the principle of radar saturation and disorientation. In the near-simultaneous 2-wave attacks, Iran combined ballistic missiles with 136 Martyrdom drones, small, slow-moving, but numerous unmanned aerial vehicles, designed to overwhelm defenses. This tactic forced Israel's defense systems, such as Iron Dome, to divide resources and focus on the slower drones, while the hypersonic missiles attacked from multiple directions at high speed, too fast for detection systems to respond effectively. Iran reportedly also used satellite spoofing techniques to confuse radar and early warning systems. The timing was carefully chosen, launching at night, when defense forces are generally less alert and more vulnerable. The combination of precision-guided missiles and smart launch tactics created chaos and confusion, making the attack devastatingly effective. More than just a show of force, this was a real test of Israel's air defenses, systems often touted as among the best in the world. Yet, this strike exposed their vulnerabilities, challenging assumptions about the future of missile defense in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. The consequences extend far beyond the battlefield. The attack escalated tensions, with Iran threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz.
And as Eric mentioned, the Strait of Hormuz may close, and in fact, oil futures are spiking in reaction to the turmoil in the Middle East, and investors do fear that Iran would disrupt what is global shipping via the Strait of Hormuz. Now, that channel is the only way to ship crude oil from the Persian Gulf to the rest of the world. 20% of the world's oil passes through the strait. Any disturbance will have a significant impact on the global economy. Only Iran's National Security Council has the authority to close the strait.
A critical choke point through which roughly 25% of the world's oil supply passes daily. This announcement sent shockwaves through the global energy market. Oil prices surged above $95 per barrel within just 2 days of the attack, triggering panic across stock markets in Asia, Europe, and beyond. Trade routes through the Gulf and East Asia faced significant disruption. Logistics shipments were delayed, and civilian airlines suspended flights to conflict-affected areas, raising fears of a broader transportation crisis. The world now faces not only a missile war, but also the looming risk of a widespread economic crisis, one that could be difficult to control if tensions continue to escalate. It's important to emphasize that this discussion is intended to inform and educate, opening eyes to the rapid development of modern weapons technology and the evolving strategies of their use in real conflicts. This narrative takes no side, relying solely on open and trusted sources and careful geopolitical and military analysis. Rejecting misinformation and propaganda is critical for understanding these complex developments responsibly.